Hello folks, my name is Bryn Catherine and I am from Bryn Catherine's Beauty Page, and I am here to talk to you today about how to prime your skin for your makeup and when to prime your skin for your makeup. So priming can be a very tricky concept because some people have all different kinds of goals when they're doing their makeup looks and they don't know what effect goes with which priming technique. And then on top of that, your type of skin plays a ginormous role in priming your face for your makeup for best application so that you feel that you actually have a long-lasting airbrushed look all day long. So before we even get into makeup stuff, right, like if you're just starting, this is a great place to look to get some priming techniques. So first and foremost, I highly recommend, I cannot say it enough, that you have some form of a skincare routine. Now, I personally recommend a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer. If you are looking for any of those things at a really affordable rate, I do have some recommendations, and then there is some products that mascara sells that I recommend as well, but just depending on what your end goal is, like feel free to reach out to me and I can get you some of that information. But I typically use my skincare routine every single night. And so if you do that at night, that is actually a step towards priming your skin for makeup the next day. Make sure you do not skip moisturizer. This is the moisturizer that I use. And make sure that you're not skipping this at night because any skin type, oily, dry, or combination, is responding to a lack of hydration. So if you have problematic skin in one of those three categories, it's because your skin doesn't feel hydrated. Some of our different skin types, we respond to a lack of hydration with excess oil. Some of our skin cannot produce excess oil and therefore it dries out. But it is exactly the same problem. So do not skip your moisturizer. If you feel like you're oily and you are afraid to use a moisturizer, using it at night is why it works best, because then you have all night long for it to really sink in, and then in the morning your face doesn't feel greasy or like you're trying to put on makeup right on top of the moisturizer, because then it will slide off if you do that right away in the morning. So again, skincare routine at night, recommend cleansing, toning, and moisturizing. In the morning, if you don't put your makeup on right when you wake up, you can also execute a skincare routine. I very regularly do my skincare routine in the morning as well. There are times I don't, but I do find that it does help keep my makeup all day long. The only thing I'll say is, like what I was talking about before with moisturizing, do not put your makeup on right after you moisturize. So this is what I mean by if you wake up and you put your makeup on first, I don't recommend this, because if you put your makeup on your moisturizer, it's just gonna slide off all day long. If you don't use your skincare routine in the morning, I do have two different recommendations. If you want to prime your face extra from your skincare routine the night before, if you deal with oil, I recommend One Heck of a Blot. I got this one at Target. I believe it's $12. It's from Soap and Glory, and it is like a cream. So it comes out of this very small end, and it comes out, let me see if I can get a little to pop through. It comes out like that little cream right there. And then that you can just kind of put on your fingers and put a thin layer all over your face. I would give it a couple minutes. You don't need to give it 20 minutes to a half an hour, but maybe like 2 minutes to really kind of soak in, but it's not very greasy at all, and you shouldn't be putting on a ton when you're applying One Heck of a Blot primer. If you're not super oily and you're just kind of looking for an SPF, or you're just looking for like a base to start off with, I do recommend a setting spray. This setting spray has SPF in it, so this can also double as SPF protection throughout the day. And you can spray this on after you do your makeup. In fact, that's probably the most common use for setting spray. But setting spray, a lot of people don't realize, doubles as a primer if you're looking for some form of a primer in the morning. Now, this particular kind, and a lot of kinds I know, come out very concentrated, and so your face is going to be really wet. Do your best not to touch it and not to wipe at it. Let it dry, let it soak into the skin. You might need more like 5 minutes between when you put on your setting spray and when you actually apply to get the best effect. If you're impatient or if you're running out of time, you can use a perfector to dab the spray into the skin. If you have dry skin, I recommend that. Take your Perfector, and in fact, you could spray it right on the Perfector and dab it in, and then that way you can go right in with your makeup in a moment, and you don't have to wait super long for it to soak into the skin. So as a recap, if you're looking for your best application, highly recommend a skincare routine every single night. If you want a skincare routine in the morning as well, I do recommend that you go for it, but make sure that there's about a half an hour between when you're going to be applying your skincare moisturizer and when you're going to be applying your makeup for it to set in and not slip around all day. If after your skincare routine you still want to prime your face, if you're oily, I do recommend One Heck of a Blot, very thin layer all over the face. You can get it at Target for $12. Or if you are looking for a setting spray works for oily skin as well, but if you have dry skin, I recommend you use a Perfector with it and dab the spray into your skin and wait about 5 minutes before you apply. Also remember that it is always an option not to prime. So especially if you're using a cream-based foundation, your cream-based foundation is going to melt into your skin and make it look hydrated already. This is just if you need a little bit of an extra. So if you're still dealing with drying patches, if you're still dealing with oil breaking through throughout the day, don't give up. There might just be a really simple solution of priming every morning. And again, $12. This one is $29, and this has lasted me a really, really long time. And then the skincare you might have to spend a little extra on, but honestly, your skin being healthy and being hydrated is way worth it if you're spending money on makeup, because you just want it to apply really, really nicely. If you have any questions or you'd like to troubleshoot, feel free to shoot me a one-on-one message and I will help you figure out what's best for you. Thanks for watching.